Welcome to 12 News at 10. I'm Troy Hayden. A woman and child are put through a terrible ordeal after a domestic fight escalates into a shooting involving police. One person was killed. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra has the latest on what happened.
A man reportedly barricaded himself inside one of these apartments following an argument he had with a woman he was dating. Police say he then shot several gunshots out of the window before they fired back.
Oh, that's scary.
A loud argument woke people living in a West Phoenix apartment complex early Sunday morning.
I don't know what happened. I had bad argument for somebody else. I don't know. The guy they said, I want to shoot at the I want to shoot at the Yeah, I killed the I killed myself.
Phoenix police say officers responded to a call about the fight around 6 o'clock. They found a woman and her child locked inside a fenced-in yard.
And it was locked by a wrought iron gate, so they didn't have a way to exit the backyard apartment.
Officers broke the lock and freed the woman and who they believed to be her daughter.
The urgency of that happening was the woman said that the man that was inside the apartment had just cocked a gun.
The armed man allegedly didn't comply with officer commands to drop his weapon and come outside. Instead, he barricaded himself inside. Officers evacuated neighboring apartments and used a drone to keep an eye on him. That's when they say the man shot down the drone and fired several rounds out his window.
First one, loud, como que estaba inside the house, como que boom, like that, como una bomb. The second, lower. The three, yeah, more lower. The fourth one, yeah, done.
Police say officers fired their weapons back. The man was later found dead from an apparent gunshot wound inside the apartment. No one else was injured in this incident. Detectives later confirmed the man and woman were in a relationship.
I know the people, I know the guy, I know the lady. It's nice, you don't see the people danger.
Police have not yet identified a suspect. They encourage anyone who finds themselves in a dangerous relationship to reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233. In Phoenix, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Gabby, thank you for the update. Now, a big story we're going to be following all week is historically warm weather. Chris Dunn is here in triple digits in March. I don't think I remember that happening since I've been here.
Yeah, it's only happened once, and that was back in 1988. Yeah. One time ever in Phoenix history. And in fact, we have a run at possibly 106, which that would also eclipse the all-time record for April. This is how unusual this hot stretch is going to be. A long duration, too, for several days, 20 to as much as 30 degrees above normal. And on a couple of occasions, we will beat the daily high records by about 10 degrees, not just a couple of degrees. And it's not just Arizona. It's historic heat all across the West. Here are some of the all-time records for the month of March. 85 Albuquerque. 93 in Las Vegas, Sacramento 88, 99 in Los Angeles, and 80 in Salt Lake City, 84 in Denver, which had snow this morning. All of these cities could eclipse their all-time March records with this heat wave coming up. That's why we have a weather impact alert Wednesday through the weekend to give you the heads up that unusual triple-digit heat is on the way for this week. Limit your exposure and stay hydrated and get ahead of your hydration, because if you become dehydrated, it kind of sneaks up on you. Extreme Heat Watch kicks in on Thursday, 11 a.m., and it goes until Sunday, so 4 days in a row. And as we get closer, within about 24 hours, this will be bumped up to an extreme heat warning. And this has actually been extended out to include Mojave County and into much of Southern California. The earliest 100 on record. This will last several days in a row. The impact on people will be significant because we haven't adjusted to this level of heat. And it's very unusual for us to get to this point at this time of the year. So again, take it easy, stay hydrated, avoid the hot afternoon hours, stay in the air conditioning if you can. I'll have a look at the latest numbers and the extent of our weather impact alert coming up in just a bit. Troy?
All right, Chris, thank you. Yes, some spring training games are being impacted as well, being pushed back into night hours. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes. Tonight, multiple families are burned out of their homes after firefighters battled several different house fires across the valley. The first one happening about 4 this morning, so very early, 43rd Avenue and I-10. When officers got here, they found a car burning in a covered area. The fire had already then spread into the home. 3 residents were inside, but they all made it out okay. At 11 a.m., crews responded to another fire. This was 19th Avenue in Glendale. Firefighters quickly put out those flames And again, nobody was hurt. Unfortunately, there were 3 cats inside that home. They did not make it out. The cats were all killed. A family of 2 was displaced here. And then later in the afternoon, crews called to a third fire, 6th Street and Montebello. Started in the backyard, then spread into that home. Firefighters were able to put it out, but a family of 5 was forced out of here. The cause of all 3 fires still being looked at. Oil prices have now risen to their highest level since July of 2022, and gas prices, I bet you noticed if you filled up, they are skyrocketing right along with the oil prices. So Brent crude, which is the global benchmark for refinable oil, rose nearly 3% to over $106 a barrel. U.S. oil jumped to $101 a barrel. The price hike comes as President Trump suggested the war with Iran could last several more weeks now. And Iran is blocking oil tankers from moving through the Strait of Hormuz. About 20% of the world's oil flows through the Strait of Hormuz. Over the weekend, the president called for U.S. allies to help reopen that strait. Gas prices, as we mentioned, they are also shooting up. Average price of a gallon of gas has now passed $4.50 here in the Valley. It's sitting at $4.62 right now in Phoenix, the same in both the East and West Valleys. And prices have jumped 50 cents a gallon in just the past week. A Valley woman recovering from a rare and life-threatening illness that many doctors have only read about in medical books. The 24-year-old was perfectly healthy just weeks ago until she ate a meal with friends that nearly left her paralyzed. She spoke exclusively with 12 News journalist Kyle Simchuk.
24-year-old Trinity Peterson Mays was living her normal life, working as a wedding planner. But everything changed last month after she tried her friend's homemade fermented swordfish.
It tasted horrible. I'm going to be so honest. It's supposed to be healthy, and I figured might as well try it. If it's bad, then I'll just get a bad stomach ache.
Little did she know it would be much more serious than a stomach ache or regular food poisoning. Within days, something frightening started happening.
I went from not being able to chug water to not being able to drink any water.
She rushed to the hospital after nearly choking on a sip of coffee. At first, doctors weren't sure what was wrong.
They wanted to send me home at first, the first hospital I went to.
But Trinity insisted something wasn't right. After being transferred for specialized neurological care, doctors made a surprising diagnosis: botulism.
Botulism is extremely rare, and most emergency physicians go the whole career without seeing the case.
Emergency doctor Frank Lavecchio says botulism is caused by a toxin produced by bacteria that can grow in low oxygen environments, including improperly canned foods.
It's a neurological toxin which can cause blurred vision because it causes this paralysis of your muscles, and most important being, your chest muscles, those that are responsible for breathing.
As the toxin spread, Trinity's condition worsened. She was eventually placed on a ventilator.
I just woke up and I couldn't move at all. It was very scary.
A life-saving antitoxin from California was flown into the Valley. Now Trinity is beginning the slow process of recovery.
I wasn't able to talk before.
Trinity says 5 other friends ate the fermented swordfish. 2 of them developed botulism as well. Cases linked to food are extremely rare.
Yeah, in the United States, there's about 24 cases per year.
Trinity says her friends are out of the hospital. She expects to leave Barrow in a week, but it could take months until she feels normal again. She's no stranger to a fight, having survived childhood cancer twice.
I love everyone here. They've made my stay so wonderful. I feel like I built a little family here.
An online fundraiser has been started to help with medical bills and living expenses. As for her diet going forward, seafood may be off the menu for a while.
I'm scared of sushi now, too. Canned food, sushi, I don't know about that anymore.
In Phoenix, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
I don't blame her staying away from the canned food, fermented swordfish. Trinity says staff at the first hospital she went to had never treated anybody with botulism and had only read about it in medical school. Again, she is recovering.